Hey, hello, and welcome to the Aquatic Info channel, where today I'm going to tell you what is the best fish tank size for a beginner. For first timers, buying a fish tank can be very tricky and confusing. One of the most important decisions to make is what fish tank size you want. Do you want a 5 gallon, a 20 gallon, a 50 gallon? Some of the factors that you have to consider before buying a fish tank include: what fish do you want? How many fish do you want? How much time do you have to take care of your tank? How much money are you willing to spend on your fish tank? And how healthy do you really want your fish to be? The fish you want in your tank is really important for deciding what size fish tank is best for you. For example, if you want a school of Oscar fish, you need a fish tank that is at least 150 gallons to keep them healthy. However, if you want a school of guppies, you could have a tank that is just 10 gallons big. How many fish do you want? If you're not satisfied with just 5 little tetras in a 10-gallon tank, then going for a bigger tank is a must in order to avoid overcrowding. Overcrowding is deadly for fish because it causes stunted growth, reduced lifespan, and aggression. How much time do you have to take care of your fish tank, which includes cleaning? After your tank is cycled, a 20-gallon aquarium and smaller probably must have a partial water change every single week. 30-gallon tanks could probably have a water change bi-weekly, and 40 to 60-gallon tanks can probably just need a water change every 3 weeks to once a month. Although a 10-gallon tank requires water changes every week, they are very easy and quick since the tank is simply very small. On the other hand, a 60-gallon tank requires water changes once a month. However, the water change is pretty difficult and is very time-consuming. The water change can last at least an hour and a half to maybe 2 hours. Are you willing to fork at least $1,000 for a 100-gallon tank, or can you only afford to spend $100 on a 10-gallon tank? One who is getting a fish tank must fork in hundreds to thousands of dollars every year on their aquarium after buying it to maintain it, because they need to buy things including special chemicals and chlorinators, fish food, equipment replacements. They need to pay for electricity to run the fish tank, and they have to pay for the fish themselves. And when your fish die, your money goes down the drain. Lastly, how healthy do you want your fish to be? If you really care about the welfare of your fish, you will understock your tank and buy a larger one. If you really do not care about your tank and you don't care about wasting your money, then you will buy a 5-gallon tank without a filter and you will put 20 tetras, thus creating a massacre. Okay, so what's the best fish tank size for a beginner? In my opinion, I would say that the 55-gallon tank is the best fish tank size for a beginner. On the screen right now, you can see my 55-gallon tank. This is the first fish tank I've ever owned, and the size of it is really good for a beginner. I like the tank because I only clean it once a month. It is big enough to have a good variety and number of different fishes as well. Since it is 55 gallons, the water parameters do not really spike as much, and it can somewhat cover up the mistakes of a beginner. In no way is it easier to take care than a smaller tank. However, it is easier to maintain the water parameters than a smaller tank. I will give you a hypothetical example now. Your tank is cycled, and you're excited to add your fish. They seem healthy. You go to feed them, and you grab a handful of flakes, since you're a beginner. And you think that your fish deserve to eat like kings. Your water parameters are now messed up. On a 10-gallon tank, the ammonia is spiked and your fish are dead. On a 55-gallon tank, the ammonia is up a lot. However, your fish are not dead and you still have time to save them with a little bit of cleaning. This is why the 55-gallon tank is the best size for a beginner. The only downside to the fish tank is the water changes are a lot more difficult. I'm from the Aqua Info channel, and I hope that I helped you find your best size fish tank. Consider liking, subscribing, and watching my other videos.